all in real life, so I'll never be able to do that. That was, I mean, that might have been my only opportunity. I missed out on that. Balla, do or die time for Ghost. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much on the line right now. The chance that they definitely thought they had an opportunity to get to Copenhagen on the line. And LCQ too, and I think that's something that they thought they had locked up at this point because they had that upper bracket possibility. But now they're facing potentially not getting any more points by having a playoff appearance.
Note here, we need to talk again about Ghost's defensive side, which is where they're starting. It's historically been so good for them, but something happened between the first 5 weeks and yesterday that they've just stumbled. But this is an excellent start on the pistol. They've already gotten 2. Haste trades it back, a 4v3 in favor of Ghost.
Psalm's still up close though, but they actually have killed Koala Noob, so this trip not going to do anything, but they're not even watching the flank at this point. It was a little weird round, and I honestly think that at this point, they're thinking they might have gifted it.
Spike down.
Psalm's stuck between 3. And no, not going to wrap it up. There was a moment there where Tex TPs into where they're pushing. So like
the 3 of them.
And we didn't get the look on mid, so I wasn't quite sure why he did that. I'm guessing he got tagged by a dart or something like that and was afraid that Brock was going to be able to take him out through a smoke. But that's my only theory. Yeah. And yeah, that threw the round essentially from no fault of his own, it feels like. Although I guess NRG could have been a little bit closer in garage there, because Ghost just walked up. So a saving grace is yes. Ender talked about how he liked their defense yesterday against EG. They are starting on that defensive side because teams continuously are picking into it on them. Because out of their map pool, this is their weakest by far, which is crazy to say because it's still 50% for them this season.
Not bad at all. See that wall essentially funneling off one of the ways that they can go down. John QT standing on top of his wall right now, and Sam was literally right beneath him for a moment. Finally spotted, and he takes a ton of damage, but John takes it right back. He has to use his heal on himself.
Really trying to chip off more than he can chew there. Good shock Molly again inside of that orb. Okay, we need to push back pipes as well. They're doing a great job with utility to keep him back.
Yeah, but Koala Noob is the safety valve here. Oh no, he rotated away.
Gotta kill first though. And the duel's still happening, so they can't even go back to B because they think that there's so much control there. Koala just falls back into the safety of his TP, and they'll choose to just fight back at A. There's no more utility here though. So when the smoke comes down from Sam, they'll be able to fight dry with their classics and maybe find a bulldog of their own, but no, it's just left up to Sam, and he has nothing in the sight. The last player EU is all the way back behind 410. And it's a Prime Gaming flawless on the anti-eco.
And this is an important thing we needed to see out of Ghost. We needed to see them start strong on the defensive side. It seems to be the case at least for now, but this is really where NRG are in a position that they can punch back in a meaningful way for the first time that we've seen this entire series. Nice shot out of Koala. Never mind the 4 bullets that missed, right?
We won't talk about them. Yeah, guns up for NRG. And we have to see, this is the only map that they're not falling back towards comfort. This is the only map that they're sticking with what was off meta, what made them unique throughout the group stages. And Koala continues his absurd first kill conversions here. Another pop flash from Nismo. These are dangerous.
Sam has figured out the pop flashes. If you just swing into it, you'll be all right.
If you catch a timing, essentially.
Number still in favor of Ghost here, as both EU and Tex have fallen. Note here, this is the bonus, right? Like, you've got Spectres, a Bulldog, Koala. I mean, Koala didn't have to buy up at all. All he had was the Headhunter, and he's already found value there.
I do love how Brock is repositioning within that site, showing himself back 410 and then getting up into Nest. It almost costed him last round, but this time, NRG has other plans.
Very well played. Very well played for Ethan to swing out at just the right time, but Aproto is able to keep back the rest of the members of NRG. Hayes and Ethan both fall. Sam's able to take one for his troubles. This is a 1v2, and he's He's gonna get onto the site first.
Yeah, this is where Omen gets a little tricky. He doesn't have any TPs, but he could easily get out of a position here. And John's fast enough that he cannot fall away. So, Ghost recover and actually win their bonus round. For a second, I thought the NRG was going to take huge advantage of the way that mid fight went off when Ethan got the kill on the Koala, who was completely tunneled on the TP of Psalm. The TP from Psalm.
Yep.
Either way, it works out. I thought for a second they were shooting their own teammate. No, but that was Ethan's body. We're good.
A little confidence coming out of him. Up 3-0. In a position here to really run away with this thing. NRG have been able to buy, and they've gone back to light armor.
Yeah.
Full rifles the whole way.
But they're playing against a Judge and one Phantom in the hands of a Proto. And if they go towards the A site, that's where it's at. So, all the light armor potentially nullified. The reason for that, of course, is if you go against Vandal players, you're getting one tapped anyways. The Phantom, with full armor, takes 2 shots to the head even. So they just opt instead for light armor, hoping that they're going against Vandals. For the most part, they are. It just gave away the position, by the way, of the fact that there is a buy on board with those shots.
Koala with the Judge, as you mentioned. A ratty little spot here. The drone.
Did he just silent jump that?
I think he did. Yeah, now they know where he is. He may be in trouble here.
He could, but he has a TP anyways, and with the Judge, he's in an angle that he could just take one fight. Yeah.
There you go. Big kill there on the Ethan. And the numbers for NRG have kind of fallen. They're already down to 3. Psalm's able to get a big one onto a Proto, though. Tries to go up and then repositions. This is bloody brilliant. Left. But is Brock waiting for it? Oh, yes, he is. Hayes is going to get the spike down. Shock dart at his feet. While it hurt, it didn't hurt too bad. He's able to get back.
There's only one molly. Yeah. I think what he wants to do here is get back on this flank. Because it is... Oh, I thought it was planted up in Nest. No, it's down below.
Yeah.
Revealing area.
He's going to try to actually use this molly.
Wow.
And there's...
It's early. It's early, though. It's early, yeah. Yeah, he's just going to be able to stick it through. And even if he hadn't, be able to toggle it off. Koala gets 3 on the round there as Ghost gets to 4. You see that light armor thing. I mean, they just really weren't able to find a ton out of it. But where this really comes into play is in the finances, in the economic implications of it. And as you see, you've got a Marshall, you have a Tour de Force, but it didn't look like much other than that.
Sure. Yeah, just netting a couple more full buys in situations that they're unexpected like that round. But if Ghost survive them, then this might be another situation where it just kind of falls flat on its face. I'm actually surprised that Nismo is able to stick that all the way through with the orb on top of it. I know we talked about the patch from last game. Ooh, no punish out of EU.
Aggressive looks out of Koala. That Tour de Force.
TP up. He could get... No, he missed it. He wanted to TP and punish there as Koala tried to fall off.
Note the buy for NRG. Less than desirable. Sam and EU are the only ones without pistols. The Spike is still sitting back in spawn. They haven't really decided where they want to go with this thing. They go double back into B?
What a shot.
Yep.
As the Tour de Force gone, no presence now. But the problem is, all they would have to try to plant that spike is a measly Sage wall. Because the Viper wall is already committed towards mid, and they're not even going to use this to pivot. All they did was threaten a mid lurk so that Tex potentially could get himself a kill on this A side. But he actually backed up quite a ways.
John just used his wall on B.
Had to deny that plant with 30 seconds left. Might as well against pistols potentially.
30 seconds left.
It's just a gamble, right? Like, you're not sure. Now you're not going to have it for a retake on A. Assuming it gets to that point, their wall goes up. Courtesy of Ethan. Spike's still not planted yet. You're seeing some of the delay of utility as Brock's able to take care of Ethan early on, trying to get a second. Not going to do it. 13 seconds left. NRG are going to have to get the spike down, and they're going to have to do it soon. It seems like they've been able to weather things just long enough to get it down. They do. Oh, this is a problem. Oh, this is a massive problem. Now the Viper Spit's in the fold too. Spots two. Ismo. Oh, I'd hit her. I'd hit her. Naze has to run away. Ismo still in a spot here, but too many targets at the end. The Thrifty comes through as NRG are on the board.
Such a great round from them, but specifically Tex, man. The monster that's haunting Ghost on this chamber right now with that Headhunter. He is feeling it all series long. Only 2 kills on the board, but again, so impactful in the back of sight there.
And if nothing else, fun to look at. I mean, like, those shots were crispy.
Mm-hmm. First Thrifty round win of the series, I believe, as well.
Oh, I think you're right, yeah.
I mean, whenever either team is winning, it's been clean on the gun rounds.
Here.
What they're doing great here, NRG, is picking apart the rotations out of this A site. That's twice now that they got himself in great position in post plant after alert cap. And first it was Psalm. This next time it was Tex. And I do like how they have 2 different looks to pressure mid. A lot of teams just have, you know, the same orb over and over. Somebody tries to walk past with a chamber TP or a jet dash or something like that, break the trip. But they've had 3 players now over towards the B side just to deal with potentially that lurk up. And NRG haven't even lurked up. Except for the 1 round on the eco where they tried to split mid.
Mm-hmm. So after NRG burn the majority of the clock. Here they go. I thought for a second he didn't see it. The shot goes wide. He has to teleport away. So Yellow's been given up. And Koala's down to 45 HP.
He juked you too. He was trying to bait Psalm into sticking that TP.
You think so?
Yeah, great denial here on the utility. And
Pop
13
flash.
seconds left. I mean, they still got to get on this site. There's slows available for John.
Wall's up. They're going to have to spam through it to try to deny it. 5 seconds. I don't think they're going to do it. Oh my gosh.
They get all the
Hayes,
kills.
no, it's not going to happen.
Ooh.
Excellent holdout from Ghost.
And the econ res to boot. Flicky shots there from John. Okay, we didn't get to see it, but really, really well done. I mean, that utility combination to deny that plant late in the round. Gorgeous stuff from Ghost. And their defensive side right now definitely hitting back at the levels that we expect from this team.
That was nice out from Sam, and I want to say, well, it was John who killed Hayes, who was trying to get the plant down. I thought for a moment it was Brock who did, and you see, like, had that timing just gone half a second earlier, Hayes may have been able to get the spike down, but I think, Ball, you mentioned the excellent use of utility from Ghost to deny the plant. I think we also have to talk about the fact that NRG waited until the last waking moments of the round
to
decide that they wanted to hit B.
Yeah, and that has been 2 rounds in a row right now, where they're really winding the clock down. And part of that is because Koala has had such impact pushing that B lane. And I think, what was it, pistol round? No, pistol round they pushed mid or straight up B lane as well. Just the threat of that from Koala alone is enough for them to really, really take their time. It could be either aggressive or just hiding inside of some cubby that Nismo is really threatening to deny them to use the drone and whatnot. So that interaction, super important, and does cost them a lot of time. But you're right, they need to speed up. And I think they will. Another buy hobbled together off the back of Texas Tour de Force here.
Let's play.
Bulldog, light armor on 2 members. The Viper spit out for a proto right at the beginning. How do they deal with this?
This one denies Pipe's control as well as crossing over with the rope. Actually, no.
He's going to try. Into his smoke. Oh, and he gets spammed through. Yeah, they knew the Hunter Fury's going to come out. And he was able to find one, but the spike still hasn't made its way out. Now you've got the wall you're going to have to deal with if you want to try to get past 410. I'm really surprised John peeked that.
I mean, I'm surprised he was able to get that kill through the wall there as well. And all the success that they had at stopping this push right now, for sure, kind of nullified by NRG's success at responding with the kills.
Yeah, but they still aren't really much further than they were at the beginning of the round. They're just now getting past up to 410.
Both players here on the backside of this easily able to get taken out.
Yeah.
So if they get the site, they get the plant.
Koala's going to have to hurry if he wants to have an impact on this, as it feels like the site's about to be taken. Nismo's already fallen. The kills get traded out as it's still a 2v2 here, and there's Koala just in the nick of time. Again, the clock down to almost nothing as he used left in this 1v2. The tap, shock dart in his lap, sees the second one come through. He should be able to get the spike down unless the challenge comes in from Ness at the right time. What on earth was that? He's not going to get the spike down. Ghosts are going to win the round, but how did he get that kill?
Oh, Koala is still scoped in that moment too. I mean, EU is making them work for those moments. But we're now facing a 6-1 scoreline. And credit to both sides. The utility again was brilliant. From the NRG side, when they took that 410 side, Nismo had no chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He got shocked out, he got mollied, he couldn't move at all. And then he got taken out by Hayes. And then on the retake, when the retake started happening, Brock just getting those shocks on the EU delayed the plan enough for him to actually try to fight and challenge it. So good.
EU's still playing back in spawn with a Marshall. Thought he was perhaps lining a shock dart up to clear out any sort of utility in kitchen, but he still has those 2 shock darts. And now they aggress towards B. Sam with the hero rifle and Ethan has a stinger too.
Even when NRG has this wall for the mid split, they're still using that orb in mid as well. So a little bit of double dipping. Which speaks to, again, the way that they've been trying to innovate with these comps, not necessarily filling out all the gaps. Overlooking certain things. The wall up!
Big one. That's a big one. Nismo's able to get a second. Attacks down to almost nothing.
They fight
Ethan.
this.
Yeah, that kill had to go their way. NRG just kind of fall apart at the end there. Brock was really the only blemish on the round as Ghosts get to 7. They show no signs of slowing down. NRG seemed to be in trouble here in this half, Bala.
Oh, yes. I mean, that last round, they looked like fish in a barrel. They're just running around. Not able to find anything. No idea of exactly how to plant. One player's playing aggressive. That's Sam. And I'm not even seeing much value out of the paranoia from him so far this game. Here we go. Something different here.
Scanning ahead.
Line up for the orb down inside of middle, potentially on top of bridge or top nest. Which in the past, I've seen them be able to try to TP up there, but the only TP Sam has is the ult. It's so much utility just exchanged there, but they're walking dry over towards A. With no value found actually in mid. Look at this re-clear from Ghost.
Nice shot. But he sticks around a bit too long. Kills go back and forth. 3v3 left on the round. The res is going to bring him back.
Oh, Nismo almost canceled that res.
Oh my gosh, what a shot out from John. Is he going to be able to find the second? No. Has to back up. The heal, the flash is Nismo. Wants to fight.
Oh, I thought he could have gone up on top of that wall with a flash. He's going to have to fall back and heed the potential lurk. But neither actually Sam or Tex, which are the guys that go for that, are alive. So instead, NRG grouped up, deathballed towards this B side. It's all up to John.
30 seconds left.
With 24 armor, full health. Only one slower up to his name. And I don't know that he knows. Now he knows something's up, and oh my goodness, no way! He's able to get one there, that's massive! They're gonna get the spike down with 12 seconds left in the round. Now assume their post plants. EU has 2 shock darts, but instead he's still choosing to play back yellow.
Not really sure if they have information on EU right now. Just causing Koala to be a lot more careful as he comes through middle.
No, EU here's in trouble. Yeah, he had no armor, man. That fragment, everything was being thrown his way. The kills swing through in favor of Ghost in a pretty meaningful way as they're going to get to 8. And it really seems like the Ghosts that we've talked about, you know, I thought to myself so many times, like, where are Ghosts? What happened? Where have they gone? It seems like they're back.
It was all doom and gloom at the beginning of this map. It was certainly...
For a good reason, right? I mean, no?
No, I agree, yeah, for good reason. I mean, I almost didn't disagree with anything the desk said. And they were harsh about that Breeze game.
Yeah.
But not all things come in twos, and it might not be an 0-2 for Ghost at the end of the day. Following up on that EG loss yesterday, it might just be Ghost clapping back for 3 maps. And this is where the depth of their pool shines, but there we go. That is a finally Koala not having success with a push.
The Hunter's Fury, and Nismo's going to push through it. Of course he is, but he's waiting for it. Tried to get a little cheeky, but when Nismo plays at the pace that he plays so frequently, you just kind of expect it.
Yeah, and you could tell NRG had the read on that, right? As soon as that Hunter's Fury comes out, people just back up. They do a little Marine split, and then they just watch the push.
Numbers up towards NRG in a really big way. A 5v3. I don't think they've had the numbers advantage very much at all this half, if perhaps at all. And it's just gotten worse as Brock falls. NRG have so many options on where they plan, how they plan. It's really just
Spike planted.
John who's on the site. Hayes is waiting for the flank. If he gets the timing right, he does. John will be left alone. Nice thing is he's got some money to play with, but Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for NRG as they get the second one.
You were mentioning the man advantages that NRG has gotten. So far this half, they've only gotten 3. And that's including this round. That just happened. Goes to 7 first kills.
Take a look at that round come through one more time. We talked about the aggression that Nismo likes to play with and how NRG were almost expecting it. And honestly, Balo, when you look at IceBox and how heavily it's gone in favor of Ghost, the fact that there are still things that are at least pseudo-readable for NRG suggests that there may be some hope here.
And there's another. I mean, plenty of hope now that we see that. And it's something that actually Summon's not been pulling out this game at all, but one of the reasons why they were running this Omen in the first place was that instant pressure you get on the top of that lane. Oh, he just popped his ult.
Wow. Oh, that's massive. Ghost potentially flirting with a 9-2 here if they can pull this thing off. Tex on the timing on his own. Again, shot so true. He hasn't missed very much at all. He's going to get a shot at more. Second on the round. John looking to take the fight to his doorstep. Wins that duel out.
Hunter's Fury to potentially counter this, and they don't.
He's slipped in undetected, and now the Hunter's Furies come through. John gets it to half and pulls off. Nismo goes aggressive, tries to go fighting. It's all left onto John, and he's not going to pull it off. NRG are going to take the round and get us to 8-3.
Just really nice stuff. Once they're able to get that first kill, it feels like they've finally got an idea of how to actually convert those moments.
Yeah.
Starts off by a flank from Hayes through mid, and then a flank by Tex, and then a flank by EU in the final moments of this round.
The classic triple flank.
Well, they got so much time off the initial beat pick from Som onto Koala Noob. And because they've been pressuring so much, you actually have Nismo playing back inside that B lane. So he has to try to rotate and catch up, and his pick tries to pick him apart. So Som at 13-8 on this Omen, playing quite well. I think these last couple of rounds, getting those entries, has a little fire under them.
Whereas for Ghost here, you see the timeout come through. given the fact that NRG have been able to rattle the last couple of rounds together, Ghost understanding, like, we have the timeout. It's the last round of the half. A 9-3 here would be huge for them to continue to build into that lead, to make it as cozy as possible, given the fact that Ghosts have been a bit touch and go since yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is not something that we've been used to seeing throughout the season, but John QT has been their best player this series so far.
Yeah, he is.
And it's because, oh, Nismo almost got punished there. Trying to get too close to that Viper Molly Shock Dart combo, slow combo. But it denies the aggression, so they have to take these op battles instead.
Yeah. Double op, by the way, for NRG on attack.
Just because last round getting that extra money. He's actually juggling it all the way to duel potentially what will be a Proto in this lane. But look, actually a Proto's they've gotten a wall here and also a Viper Orb.
And now, and a Proto off of that, he was able to get the Viper Spit he didn't have at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, so he could react and place this. The interesting thing about this one, though, if they put it on the B side, is NRG can still get the plant down. It only really works to retake and fight back through.
Yeah, that wall's up, they spam through it, the res comes through. Do they commit to the plant? The plant's gone back yellow. The spike isn't even in the pit right now. The ult, and Sam's gonna stick it. Oh, he's gonna stick it. Ghosts are gonna have to deal with the fight at multiple fronts. A rotation's gonna come through, but is it gonna be too late?
Good pivot from them.
Yeah, they've managed to circumvent the Viper's pit and get the spike down, but now Ghosts have shown up and they're getting the kills that they need. Sam and Ethan are left alone here in this 2v3. They're split. Koala trying to take a fight here from far away as a Proto gets 3 on the round. It's been a hero for Ghost here. And while Sam has had one heck of a half so far, this would be insane. Out of him with 20 HP. Flick was good for 1, but that's all it's going to be good for. Ghosts are going to get the defuse. They're going to get to a 9-3 half, and I know 9-3 is a touchy subject these days, but we'll see how it pans out, friends. We'll be right back. Ball, you seem like a wise man. Weathered, seen a few things, cultured in life. I have a question for you.
Do I believe in the 9-3 curse?
Do you believe in curses?
Why did I know you were going to ask that? This particular one? No, I don't.
No?
No. That might be a, I don't know, contrarian take, hot take, something like that. You were like, what? The 9 curse is real. It's not real. Stop lying to yourselves.
NRG may have a word to share with you, depending how the rest of this half turns out. Remember, friends, this is potentially elimination half for Ghosts. If for some reason they manage to fumble the bag in a massive way, they would be out. They would be done.
Yep. The entire season that they've put together an amazing roster for, essentially gone to waste. But that's neither here nor there, because 9-3 curses don't exist. They're going to challenge Tex, who has been lights out with this headhunter. They're not even really taking the space with the drone until now. Doesn't find anything because of it. Going right back for it. That is so cool. He took away the TP to make it seem like he's not back. And he just walks back into it.
Yeah, but no, there's no way out here. So for some reason, oh, he dodged the knife. They still don't know.
And the one-way thrown by Sam. He dodged the dart, too.
Surprise! They know now. Tex 1, not able to get the second. The kill gets traded out, as it's a 3v3 for the round. He got the molly in his lap, as it seems like John can't really find a way in. A 2v2 now. His kills have been traded back and forth every single time. A 1v1 now. John, nice HP for a second there. Manages to get the spike down. Battle of the Sages. Spike ticking. John jumping. Sound's been given away as he gives off every single bit of an audio cue, and Ethan, that's just too easy, man.
Yeah, that was way too easy. Ethan, he had the high ground. I don't know what he thought was happening in that situation. John, unfortunately, we've seen him in so many of these 1v1 clutches this series. And NRG will respond with a pistol. They've traded so far on both maps. And NRG, after the last map, during the last map, they strung it to basically a flawless half. They only lost one round after that pistol round win. So let's see. I mean, this to me was a brilliantly played eco round. The pistol round by Tex pushing back up there. Psalm, you got clear value out of his Omen for once in this game by refreshing that one way. That was down because Hayes' fuel ran out. And again, threatening the Omen TP possibility on top of Belt.
Nismo, very quickly ball it. Nismo with a Guardian and full armor. Here, like, they're buying into things at least a little bit, see if they can get any value out of that.
Rock dropped in the Guardian. Relying on their star, and they're trying to push on site, but no, they just get the orb and fall back. Nismo's going to lead the charge back through either B or mid here.
They have to be so careful here. No idea if anyone's flanked around. Yeah, no utility, no nothing to keep him back, and that's why you see them so trepidatiously peeking every single corner, making sure there's nothing left in wait.
Yeah, Nismo, I mean, he's the guy, and it is going to be mid. NRG has responded by putting down a wall on that B side. It would be harder to plant from that side, but it's not going to go that way, and Nismo gets the kill.
Oh, Bala, there's a judge. Oh, there's a judge! EU down to 17 HP. The wall should provide safe passage, but you're just going to funnel right into Ethan's welcoming arms.
30 seconds left.
And John's left alone in this 1v4. The Guardian's been picked out by EU, so it's not even like John can get to it somehow. Shock Dart, the Marshall. Way too much headed his way. NRG wins the second round at the second half.
And while you definitely can rely on Nismo to pull together a round, that's just a tough ask from the guy. Gets the one shot and then has to fight a judge through mid after they have to like rush when there's very little time left on the clock. They will be able to scrape together a buy though, pulling a page out of NRG's book here. Surprisingly enough, because they only got the spike down in that first round, and clearly they spent a lot of money into it. Brock is left with just a Spectre and a light armor. That knife could punish him because this is going to land and break the slow. Yeah, he got it off before it landed, so. A-okay from Ethan, and he re-clears. Dangerous game.
Toxin screen down.
Silence here from Ghost. So wait to see how they want to play this out. Nismo, no knife. Tex not really in a position to be punished off the knife. Like he's stranded. He's got some mobility here depending on how they challenge, but you see the drone come out and they backed up almost instantly. It seemed like magnets that were repelling each other, and now they can reassess, and you've got everything thrown. You've got the drone, you've got the slow orb, you've got everything coming his way. Push Tex off the site, but they left Sam and wait. And they know where he is. Can they keep him back? Oh, Tex isn't able to find anything. Ghosts are able to bully their way through here. It was a lighter buyout from NRG. Got the Guardian, the Spectre. And Ghosts seem to be perfectly okay with what's being thrown their way.
Psalm tried to re-aggro in the top of Nest there to potentially deny that spike.
Plant, Ethan, oh no, Ethan's up high, and Hayes is able to get one too. It's a 2v2, and Hayes, while a couple of bullets went wide, he's able to clear it at the end. 13 seconds left, and Proto's gonna have to do it himself, and he's not! NRG get the round off of Hayes 3K.
And the same spot that Sam went to. Massive value against that old school wall that continues to show prominence. Right here, Ethan over at the top, and Hayes as well to defend the Brock trade attempt. Also, massive credit to Sam. Sure, he died of it in the end, but getting those two smokes down denied one lane entirely. That was the one way over towards pipes. They can't push through 410 with that. And then the second one that's on top of the Viper wall makes it so difficult for them to go through. And then he gets a paranoia as well to delay even further. What?
Spike down B.
Yeah.
I mean, look, come on. That Tex is having one of those days, man, where it feels like nothing can miss for him. But he's got to be put in situations where, I mean, you don't want to put him in a situation where he has to no-scope to get out, but to actually fight. So far this half, yes, it's been going good. That pistol round and obviously this round too.
Second for him. We might as well just keep. We might as well just keep watching him at this point. Yeah, it's just against pistols, but Tex has gotten 3 on the round, make that 4. Proto paranoia'd up. See if they steal the ace from him. Yeah, he was able to clean that up at the end, but a 4K out from Tex, excuse me, with the operator.
Yeah.
At NRG to 7.
I mean, that's not necessarily the type of round you expect from Tex, honestly. He hasn't been, sure, he's playing the chamber full time, and this is his role, right? He's playing the op, but he hasn't been, out of the players that are maining chamber this season, hasn't been the most flashiest of ops.
No, not until today.
Yeah. Just right outside the top 10 in terms of overall op kills. And that might be, you know, levied a little bit by the fact that they've lost a lot, but also have a lot of sample size now. There's that aggressive push from Som. He doesn't do it with the smoke, though, because the smoke is intended to bait and have them prepared for when he could do that. And then he does something else, so they're not ready for it. But he was doing that against 100 Thieves, so Ghost better be prepared for it. And it looks like they repelled that pretty easily. Man, I mean, Ghost is so slow this half. Compare that to Breeze, where it felt like it was such up-tempo.
The thing is, we've seen this look out from Ghost a couple of rounds now. Dump, same bit of utility, but this time there was a bit of a mid-lurk through Koala, and Hayes was ready for it. He was waiting. Do they have the wall? Yeah, John still has this wall, but Nismo's already fallen. NRG have been able to hold fast so far. My goodness!
Player standing.
Ghosts are just falling apart.
It almost feels like the way that they're calling as well, it feels like they understand that this is throwable for them, and they're leaning into that. Because that slowness, the hero play from Koala there, trying to walk through a Viper Molly inside of mid. Don't you ask me if I believe in curses.
No. Listen, you dug your grave.
10 seconds left.
We won't revisit that until later. Ball, I will say this, though, because I think this is interesting. You take a look at Ghost, you take a look at their roster, how young they are, how this is their first VCT experience for them, and they roar through the group stage, right? They look good. They're like the hottest topic in VCT, and then they hit playoffs and they get punched in the mouth in a way that they haven't really been hit before. Like it's moments like this where you learn what a team is made of, and I kind of wonder here if Ghost almost feel like they're playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Yeah, that's great analysis.
Thanks, man.
I agree. That is what it feels like, and makes me fearful. I think there's certain players, Koala specifically, who's trying his darndest to get this game back and under control. Yeah. But we saw that on Breeze too, and we saw how that turned out.
Again, another slow round out from Ghost. This time with just pistols. Koala noobs Tour de Force. No longer a factor. Nismo's the only one left with any sort of extra oomph behind him, other than those pistols.
The crazy part about this comeback right now from NRG, Ghost has been playing so slow, and yet it feels like they've brought this back so fast. The res is back online, so 5v5, but this is, again, an eco round. Only a couple pistols in a Tour de Force.
They're so confident in their ability to win this round that they're willing to invest the res late in the second half of an elimination match. They've got to find value out of it, and I don't know that they will. Tex has already gotten Koala. Poor guys died twice this round.
Welcome to my world.
The Vipers pit out from a Proto as they double down again. The shot dart. John gets a spike down.
Picked up 2 guns.
Proto's the only healthy one. And Tex, who's been an absolute menace this entire series, in a position to cause more problems.
He's above them. John QT has no clue right now, and he might be able to just get that free kill. No, he gets it himself.
With the Sheriff, and Brock swings through, spams into the pit, and is able to find another one, but there's Tex with the third on the round. John! How had they get that? My goodness, they threw everything they had behind that punch ball.
And it had to be now, honestly. Every single thing that they had. You're absolutely right. And I'm looking at the ults to figure out, oh, what did they actually use? Tour de Force, Viper's Pit from a Proto, and John
Res
QT's
from John.
Res, but he has 4 orbs right back online. So they have a lot of staying power now. From what felt like they had nothing, to all of a sudden being in a great spot. NRG still a lot of bank, though.
Teleport's ready.
Looks like Sam wants to go aggressive again with Tex, though, this time. He's up in Nest. And they don't fully commit to stopping this aggression with the utility.
Little high-low, Tex is there, he gets pushed off, but Sam has been left. The trap is there, my goodness, he saw ahead. Did a Proto see him? Yeah, they know, they turn, they spam. They take care of him. Koala gets a second. On the round already, the flash, Tex gets pushed off. And this has been the cleanest, I think, attack round we've seen out of Ghost so far, Ball.
Yeah, it has. But it was seconds away from not being
From
that
disaster.
clean.
Yeah.
It was seconds away from Sam being able to get 4. You know, that type of thing. Maybe not 4. Maybe I'm putting a little too much faith in the Sam top Nest. But still.
It's good storytelling, though.
Yeah.
It gets you excited.
Yeah, thank you.
Clean round out from Ghost. But you're right. Very easily could have gone the other way. Thing for NRG here is it looks like they're going to be able to save the op. Tex has the Tour de Force in his back pocket too, so he's going to be able to really lean into this. They've got some options, right? There's some depth to what they have at their disposal.
That round, though, is, I mean, obviously, it was clean from Ghost. But the only reason it was clean was because NRG went for that aggro play in the first place, right?
And a Proto spotted, right? Like that was just off of the jump into the box.
But
had he not
wasn't,
done that.
he wasn't supposed to. My point is NRG is the one who went for the initiative in that round, and it didn't pay off. Whereas Ghost did not go for the initiative. And they haven't really had that since potentially maybe you could call it that on the eco round, where they get the res, they get the Viper's Pit down, where they stop the streak from NRG, which, by the way, was 6 rounds in a row.
Bloody mess of a round. You know, there are games, really close ones, where you can often point to like one moment, one round that changes everything. Either stops the momentum, builds off of some crazy momentum to get things going back their way, what have you. Depending on how this turns out, we may all be looking back at round 18, the decision to bring the res back, and the Viper's Pit too, they invested everything, and it may have paid off. Such a pivotal round for this map.
NRG with the timeout call there. But in the overall series, I have felt that Ghost has come out with great ideas in the timeouts.
Yeah, yep.
So what is it going to be from NRG? They're actually going to double op this round. So Sam's got one and Tex has got one. And with the slow, he might get aggressive with this as well. Again, up on top of 410 this time.
Sam holding that angle. Rock with the drone. Now they know there's one op here. They dropped the Hunter Series. Going to be able to get away? Yeah.
He waited for that first laser to come out before he TPs, but they've given up the site now. And with 2 ops, it's going to be hard to retake unless backside Ethan could do something. He gets 1.
EU's close by 2 to provide a little bit of cover as Ethan decides to go hunting. He's only got 75 HP, no armor to his name. Make that 0. Jean gets the spike down.
Ooh,
the op from Sam. Yeah, but that's all he's going to get.
He was on top of the opponent's wall there to plant the spike in top nest. Ridiculous angle, but it is all he's going to get. 3v3 now.
On, here's Tex. Lifted Tour de Force. Flicks have been immaculate. He's got a chance at another. No, it doesn't land this time. 2v2.
Enemy remaining.
Proto left alone. He's not able to land the shots as Winston's out against the Proto. They're going to get the defuse. 11-9 NRG are not quite done with IceBox yet.
Not at all, but thankfully Ghost has given themselves a little bit of a buffer with those couple of round wins that they strung together. And they are starting to chip into that bank of NRG. Full reset of the economy. They'll easily be able to buy potentially the next 2 rounds. But Ghost is building their own, so this is a resilient Ghost, and they're already up to 11. This time, no double op from NRG. kind of worked that round, although I think that was a little creative from Psalm on the back of sight. That netted them anything to do on that retake, any staying power at all.
Yeah, very creative, I'd say, yeah. Also, a little bit of indecision at the end there. It looked like Koala was going to have an op. Swapped out for a Vandal late. Keep that money nice and cozy. Hex gets pushed off.
They went for that smoke play again to threaten the aggression into it. Something that they can pull out again in future rounds and actually act on it. This drone is potentially going to get some massive information. Just spots Koala, everybody else hides from it, but still, at least one player that deep towards A gives you a little bit of something. Smoke out from Sam, but they're already in front of it.
Note Sam has his ult, he likes to flip the map. He's been aggressive before. Is he going to have a chance to do it again? Yeah, a couple of shots into the back of Nismo. He never had a chance. Sam falls. Numbers in favor of Ghost.
You will not kill my
Oh,
The
the
remaining
spam.
members of NRG now starting to show up
Shock
as the
volley.
res comes through. There it is. Spike down, Haste. Oh, the timing on the swing is perfect. EU and Tech's the only two that remain. Tech's not able to land the shots. And EU with 36 HP somehow has to try to keep Ghost back from that point. And he's not going to be able to do it. Ghost gets to 12.
Just a great push there.
Match
Through the
point.
smoke of Sam on top of pipes. Gets him killed immediately. And while for the majority of this half, Ghost was struggling to get the first kills, last 2 rounds it really feels like they're starting to do something. And last 4 rounds they've gotten a breath of fresh air, a breath of life. As they want so badly to go to Ascent as the 3rd map. So badly to move on. Aggressive play down mid actually here.
We haven't
Texas
seen much
walked
of this, yeah.
all the way down with an op, so if they do choose to go back, this could get really punished.
They're also going to have to navigate through the trademark that was left from Tex, just on the other side of yellow.
Which is just delay as well, towards the plan.
Pop flash, they swing out, the wall goes there. And I wonder, is that going to keep the trip from going off? I don't think it spotted Nismo, and look, he wants to go aggressive. He's tried this play a couple of times, but it was often off of the back of some cover, of a smoke, of a wall, of something. But that's not the case this time, and off of that, he dies.
I think the wall blocked the trademark.
Yeah. Tucked away in there. And actually, worth noting that
That could
may
go
be a
off later.
problem later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30
Once this
seconds.
wall
Spam
falls,
through.
they hear it.
Don gets a spike down. There's Sam with his ult. Koala. Not able to land the shot. Brock is still on site. Oh, he hears everything around him, but the timing out from Hayes is great too. It's a 5v2 as Ghost. Trying to put IceBox away. The spam through. John, patient.
Last player standing.
So patient, and he's got a jumping classic in his face out from Ethan as NRG are going to get the defuse and get to 10.
Patience is great there. Those retake smokes even better. Not something you see too often because we never bring omens on this map. But the power there, you could tell. And I think NRG just did exactly what they need to do to stay in contention for this overtime. The fact that they stayed alive with 4 players on the brink of being broke economically. And they carry the op over. Ethan's got res. There's a lot of good ults here. They have to deal now with how Nismo uses his null command. This is insta pop for Haste. And I like it. Does not want to risk the potential of getting knifed, of getting ulted.
Teleport's ready.
But it does lay a stake in the ground for Ghost. They're going to have to get through that. It's either a target or just complete aversion. They get to make that decision early instead of late.
Ghost again, quiet. as we near the 1 minute mark left in the round. They have that no command that you mentioned. And NRG are just immovable right now.
They're waiting.
Scanning ahead.
Just waiting for either the ult or that orb to come up for him to dart
Or
through.
literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything. He uses the no command. Nismo pushing his way forward. The flash is going to swing out. Of course he is! He spots one, but the Som lands that shot anyway!
Full blind.
Unreal!
30 seconds left.
Now the res comes out. A Proto's going to have to land a filthy shot, and it's not going to happen. Ghosts continue to crumble.
And with 20 seconds left, there's no chance of making it back through the site.
Yeah, no shot.
So they're just going to save the weapons.
10
Great
seconds
response
left.
on so many fronts. And it's crazy too because that mid fight, that mid play that EU did make, in a lot of instances when a KO ults on the A site, you're going to expect a lot through A, right? You're going to expect them to barrel through, try to get through that Viper's Pit, but instead, EU reacts. And there's actually two players there to connect with, right? It was Tex who fell back, I believe with, who was it? Not Tex, sorry. Koala, who fell back with a Proto in towards mid. They handle that so easily. This blind shot from Som 2 obviously gets a lot of value. Still able to use his paranoia for Hayes to fight back through his Viper's Pit. And a last-ditch effort.
Even little things, man. Like Ethan taking like a couple of steps to the left to then swing out and peek up top instead of swinging off of the rest spot to break crosshair placement. Like, these little things that NRG are doing, they're doing them so well. And then it helps that you get a fully blind Vandal spam headshot.
Absolutely. Last chance to put this game away for Ghost. To put the worries about them throwing a map that was so winnable. 9-3 at the half. 1 round away from going to Ascent. And NRG want to end it now because they know the chances of Ghost coming out with massive strength on Ascent in the final map is huge. I mean, we've talked about their Fade Rays enough. Their Ascent is a place where it's great as well. So NRG trying to dodge that bullet and win with the game plan and map pool that they got.
EU with the Hunter Siri text with the op. Only ultimates to speak of as of right now. They're just going to contact their way in? No, they have the drone, they have the knife. They're going to hit again, a very similar look.
He dodged the knife. So still has the flash available and the second smoke.
Cheeky little wall there to cut off. Look, they've gotten so used to Nismo and the rest of Ghost like pushing around the left side of the site. They put that wall up preemptively out from Ethan to keep him back. Focus the fight on the right side.
Massive line of NRG players to here to fight here. Koala gets the first kill though, and Som's isolated in the back of sight. He gets one though.
NRG is gonna have to make a last stand, and it seems like they're doing it. EU gets one with the Hunter's Fury. Koala's left alone to try to deny overtime. And he's not gonna be able to do it. 24 rounds was not enough. We need a bit more.
Switching sides.
Jeez Louise, NRG with a comeback. A massive comeback. Down 6 rounds at the half. Win the pistol and string back so many more. Unreal from Som. Viper Molly landing at the same time as the ult is going out, by the way, and that fight is taking place. So Som might have been by himself in a gun sense, but he had the whole team behind him on that retake, on that hold. 2 rounds away now, NRG, to putting Ghost away. They have an opportunity to get on their own match point.
Keep your eye on.
We do swap sides though, and this is where NRG struggled. Both teams lost 9 rounds on their attacking sides. And what was good from NRG on this attack was consistent lurk success on this A side. But what they were really bad at was late hits. And already it's slow, not pacey whatsoever. Just a little bit of control, tried to garner over towards that A side, and they're going right back to old habits. Koalas just posted up here with a TP right away.
Operator in hands, no armor to his name. Now they know what's on the other side of that Viper wall.
Trying to catch a TP shot.
Uh-huh.
And again, pivoting with 45 seconds here. And Ghost is making the right read. Look at Brock's rotations.
Here.
Just goes and lends a dart, and he's right back here to fight.
The lineup is there. The paranoia follows through as well, but John manages to avoid it.
It's a gap in that wall.
Just tucked on the other side of the Viper's wall, and he tries to land the shots, but Tex saves the day. John's fallen. Rock up and Ness trying to find another. Proto gets 2 massive kills from backside, trying to find a third. The span's not going to come through. Tex has gotten 4. Oh, now the tour de force online as Nismo falls. NRG point on overtime.
Advantage NRG.
Match point.
Series point now for the first time. And they're looking to pull off an upset. They might have been disadvantaged in the bracket sense of things, but they clearly came to play. That game against the Guard was no fluke. The way they can play under pressure in moments like these. The way they've already proved they have resilience in that series against the Guard. Now coming into this, and they have a chance to bring down one of the potential favorites for Copenhagen.
I mean, I had Ghost in my top 4.
Yeah, I think everybody did. It was
For them
Ghost,
to have
EG, you know, those two
Yeah.
teams. And NRG knew they had to play one of those.
Yep.
So already, everybody was counting them out.
And Tex is having himself a lifetime performance in some ways this series. You think about even that 4K at the end of that round, the previous round, like Tex has been on a heater.
2 potential aces in the series with those 4Ks. And it's thanks to him that NRG is having the success that they're having, and the rest of the team as well. I mean, obviously, EU in the round prior actually to force overtime. And the rest of NRG, they are getting the first kills in the last 7 rounds. That is a massive streak to bring back this comeback. And again, they're going for this aggressive push. They're baiting Psalm to be up in the room.
Yeah, it's bait, and Tex had the op, and he gets the opener now, 8 in a row.
Koala was looking at that rope. That is so smart from NRG.
Oh, and NRG is going to get value off of the drone too. Nismo's been spotted. They're getting the kills that they need. It's just 2 on the side. Make that 1. Nismo, the star for Ghost. He's going to have to do it himself. The weight of the stage. All on his shoulders. The year on his shoulders. As he chews over which option to choose here. Ethan spots him. As the clock strives 12 for Ghost. The 9-3 curse claims another victim as NRG advance.
What a comeback. And they dominated in those last couple of rounds. The read on the game that they had. The layers that they have. Finally showing up with this Omen pick. Finally in their off-meta picks. In my mind, NRG just showed what the potential was the entire time. What a win.
Unbelievable.